Forza Horizon 6 is just around the corner, and I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to really dive in and talk about everything we know. From the progression to the FOMO to the PlayStation 5, things are changing in this game and some things are not. So let's talk about them. But first things first, giving you the basics. The game is launching on May 19th. We know this. And if you get one of the more premium versions of the game, you'll unlock it early on May 15th. To be clear, early access as in like you just get access to it. It's not early. That's not the same early access. There are genuine people that get confused about that. I just want to say once again, thank you to Deck. I'm stealing his content again. His footage, his content. I'm stealing everything from Deck, apparently. All right. Now, to start us off, I'm going to talk about the most important thing, and honestly, probably the part I'm most excited about for Forza Horizon 6. Why this game is the one that I'm genuinely looking forward to, more so than I did Forza Horizon 5, 4, 3, because progression, it drives you. It makes you want to work towards something. It gives you a reason to keep playing the game when the game is out, so you don't just get everything all at once. There's apparently some significant changes to how this game works, and we've heard from a bunch of creators that got early access, because I didn't, what we can expect in terms of progression. And I've heard varied voices from many different corners of the community, and I think that's super important to gauge what this is going to be. And it seems like the consensus is that everything is less givey, which is great news. I've been asking for this for over a decade. Now, one of the best feelings in a racing game is it including your car, or a car that you'd really like to drive and customize as your own. Take my Panamera, for example. Not many games let you take that car specifically and go wild with its customizations. Well, this is Racing Master, which officially launches on May the 7th. This is an advertisement on behalf of NetEase. With over 100 officially licensed real-world cars ranging from hatchbacks all the way to race cars, each with a realistic driving feel through physics-based handling, the game is co-developed by the legendary Codemasters. Racing Master is built to be the racing experience for mobile, and I've had some time with it, and here's what you need to know. As is always a highlight for me, there's both visual customization and of course performance tuning. You can get in there, change the wheels, adjust the stance, add wings, and even these insane custom body kits that they've created. They've also spent the time to build out authentic engine sounds which are recorded from real cars, so you really feel the different experiences a varied car list like this can offer. The locations you'll be racing in range from city streets to professional circuits and everything in between, of course inspired by real-world locations. While the focus is obviously on racing, there's also a free-roam driving experience that gives you an open world feel, which really surprised me actually. A space with intricate roads and a lot of details to check out in car and on foot. Download now, log in for 7 days to receive multiple rare cars, including a Ferrari F8 Tributo 20, Lamborghini Squadra Corse Huracan, an Audi RS7 Sportback, and more. Racing Master officially launches on May 7th. Check the link in the description to learn more. While I don't expect a need for speed level progression, which I, in my personal opinion, would put that as to be one of the better of the racing genre, we're not going to see that. We're not going to see Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, thankfully, because that clearly is too far. We are talking about somewhere Forza flavored still. It seems like, again, the general consensus is that it is more rewarding in that it's more effort, so the rewarding feels better, not that it's more giving, but you can still expect a Forza level experience where you can actually fine tune it to how you want to play. For example, we know there's 2 progression paths. There's one that is the festival playlist as it normally is, and the alternative is the exploration. If you do the exploration, you can essentially skip ahead and get a lot of money and get a lot of stuff, but you can't use all the high-end cars to just fly through the campaign like you normally would. They're going to put you in lower-end cars from the beginning. That's a good thing. I'm excited. A Forza game with a little bit more progression, I'm thinking it's probably going to feel a little bit more like Forza Horizon 2, which I played again recently and feels pretty good. Again, by Forza standards, this is a significant shift, and I'm most looking forward to this. See, this is where the premium edition and the progression kind of butt heads. We found a potential solution, and it sounds like this could work. On Steam, I know this is possible, and I'm pretty sure it's possible on other platforms, but you can go to your DLC, your expansion section, and essentially don't download or untick the VIP. Highly suggest doing this before you launch the game, because I don't know if you'd be able to remove it afterwards. But this is a real potential solution to make it so that you have more progression, because the VIP gives you a bonus money. It gives you bonus wheel spins. It gives you bonus stuff that you might not necessarily want, at least at the beginning of the game. And then after the fact, tick it, and you could probably later on get those bonuses. This is what I would do if you want to make it a little bit more, grounded. That was the one reason I was worried and I wanted to get the normal version of the game, but it turns out there's a workaround. So good news. With the progression out the way, the customization is a pain point for a lot of the community. We've made a dedicated video talking about pretty much all of these topics thus far, but my frustration, my anger is out the way, and I now want to just give you the objective facts as to what this customization is. We have some improvements, and I'm not talking major improvements, and some people were clearly misled into what to expect when it comes to the customization. What we're actually going to get is more slight adjustments in that there's more wheels, okay? You can now mismatch the wheels, okay? And you can now put stickers on the windows. To be fair, as a collection, these things really do add up and give you a lot more customization for basically every car. These are the type of things that I like to see, but it shouldn't be the only focus. What we should really see is more customization. We're going to Tokyo. We're going to Japan, the home of the JDM cars, which thankfully, speaking about JDM cars, some of the cars are going to be rebuilt. We've seen the S15 finally is being rebuilt, one of the worst offenders. Not all cars are being rebuilt, to be clear. We do know there's a select few. There's a list available, you can find it. But I know the R32, the R34, some S chassis. I know there's quite a few other non-Japanese cars, especially, that aren't getting the rebuild. But doesn't mean it's not going to happen in, when you return to the UK, maybe we'll get the Focus on or something. That would be nice. I've given my thoughts on the Forza Aero, the new Forza Aero. Yes, I would wish it was an addition instead of a replacement, but, overall, for the most part, it does look a little better. But a lot of this is still going on old car models that, quite frankly, need replacing. But we are getting to the list. The list isn't huge of the amount of models that need rebuilding. In my opinion, anything from like Forza Motorsport 4 onwards, for the most part, it's pretty good. Anything from Forza Motorsport 1 should just be removed. I personally am looking forward to the R34. If there's no Z-Tune, I don't know what to say. On cars, there's going to be 550 at launch, which is a pretty substantial number. Very happy with that. But the problem is Forza Horizon 4 has about 900, maybe 1,000. It has a significant amount more. We are losing a lot of the car list, and we know now for a fact that it is because the festival playlist is going to add these cars back. This is something they've done for years and years and years. They are not rebuilding these cars. These are cars that are just going to be re-rotated back into the game. I'm not saying they're not going to rebuild any of the cars, but the likelihood is it's just going to be a live service thing. I don't like when they do this personally. I think this is negative aura for Forza. As long as they don't charge though, like the pushing it over the line would be charging for cars in the past that they've already charged for multiple times in the past. They did this previously, and so I'm a little worried that they might try this again, but hopefully they've learned their lesson, because I will speak up about it and I will let you know, but I've already bought the pass, so it's not like I can protest against it, but I can tell you not to. You already bought the pass? We're screwed. We do it to ourselves. Speaking of the festival playlist, this is going here as well. The bane of my life. I hate it. Maybe the second worst thing about Forza Horizon in the recent times is the festival playlist. I'm not going to explain what it is. You already know what it is. We've already spoken about it, and it's the biggest substantial change from the previous game, other than the progression, that we've ever had. We are going to see the ability to, in some form or another, replay old festival playlist events or get the rewards. There is some way that they're going to have a replay system, probably likely that of the crew, in where we will actually be able to claim cars that have been and gone. A huge reduction in the FOMO is so required in this day and age. If you want me to play your game more, which is what they want to do, it's what I want to do, you should make it so that when you add a car, we can come back to it. Again, we don't know the specific details of how they're going to do this. We don't know if it's going to be all cars could be returned to at all time, but it's likely it's going to be a million times better than the current Forza Horizon 4 system. So, festival playlist, kind of in the bin. Kind of in the bin. It's not really like the festival playlist anymore. It's just the playlist that you can replay list. Yeah. Now, one of my absolute highlights about this game, and we've seen a lot of proof that this is going to be very likely the best map they have ever created. And that's kind of insane, because Forza maps are generally pretty good. They've always been good, but I wouldn't say they've ever really pushed the boat out. They haven't really done anything insanely crazy. This is gonna be super sick. We have got a actual dedicated Tokyo City, which looks incredible, the biggest city they have made, and it's the place you want to be, especially if they've got this campaign split where you're gonna have street racing in the explore mode. This city's gonna be full of street racing, and I hope it feels a little illicit, a little illegal. I'm not talking Need for Speed. There's always room for Need for Speed. In my heart, Need for Speed also needs to do this location. But anyway, Tokyo City is going to feel super cool, along with the environments. Now, the environments look super beautiful. The one thing I felt with Forza Horizon 5, everything felt like just the same outside of the very tiny city that we had. The village. Let's call it what it is. Everything outside of the city, it was just dead brown grass or sand. Basically the same thing. The biomes didn't really shift beyond having the desert area and the not desert area. Like, that's basically what we got. This looks like it has, hopefully, some real tremendous change. We've got a snow area that basically looks like it's snowing all the time to some capacity. And then we've got the whole rest of... We're going to have seasons return in a big way like it was in the UK. Though, we'll see what snow does. They mentioned previously that they're not going to put snow on the roads, but the roads are going to be wet. So there's definitely going to be a difference there, right? Because the roads are getting a little bit more slippery and you're sliding around a little, skirting around a little bit. But it's pretty safe for me to say, I think this could easily be the best map they've ever done. Like, it just obviously, it's going to be the biggest and hopefully the most dense, because that's definitely something they need to do. And one of the big ones I get asked a lot, because most of the people that bought a copy of Forza Horizon 5 were definitely on PlayStation 5. We are pushing to over 5 million copies sold of Forza Horizon 5. What is a 5-year-old game? Which is insane, to be clear. 5 million copies of a 5-year-old game sold at full price, digital only. Don't even know what to say. It's mind-boggling that this could actually happen. And we're talking about Need for Speed. Okay, Need for Speed will be the other big racing IP that we know the numbers of. 10 million to 15 million is like, overall, all platforms, a success. So we're talking about a game that's physically sold in like, what, less than a year? 5 million copies of a 5-year-old game at like double price if there's like the special version of the game. There's no Game Pass available, so they are physically bought. We're ignoring the Xbox numbers. We're ignoring the PC and Steam numbers because we don't know them. Huge. It's done incredible. 15 million is where Need for Speed did at its peak. We're talking like, what, 2015. We're talking about Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005. Like the underground games, big numbers. Anyway, to PlayStation 5. When do we expect it to come? It's later this year. They've already said it's coming later this year. It will be buyable. It will be full price. You'll still now, thankfully, be able to cross-save. So if you buy it on PC, you can jump onto PlayStation 5 later and continue where you were. That was not possible on the previous version. If you missed out the car, you missed it out. Also, the replay means that you can actually get access to those cars again to some capacity. We don't know the exact capacity that's going to happen, but it's coming later this year. I have a dedicated video on it, and if you want to search that, be my guest. I make a solid prediction as to when I expect it, but this year is the highlight. So that is kind of my wrap up of everything you need to know before going into Forza Horizon 6. And so this is my personal summary beyond this point. This is ignoring kind of everything else and going in how I feel about the game and where I expect to end up feeling as we progress a little bit. Laying it all out, the returning cars, the recycled cars, the new customization options, and everything kind of mixed into a big blender, because we don't do this manually. We blend things over here. Aggressive. I would lean on excited, but I would lean on the fact that there's obviously a couple of things that they really have to prove that they can get right. And after the failures of Forza Motorsport, that actually leaves me more in a positive alignment, in that there's no way, there's just no way it would be incredibly difficult for them to really screw this up. So we got a pretty good racing game here, folks. Hopefully. I guess we'll find out very, very soon. Anyway, speaking about Forza Horizon 6, there's some video on Forza Horizon 6. There's many of those.